Today, we explore how this date completely reshaped our world across five powerful dimensions: culture, education, finance, politics, and technology. This day proves that history never rests. Let's dive into the fascinating interconnected events of this date that continue to influence how we live, think, and innovate today. So, without much further ado, let's go.
Usually when you think about history, you think in these sweeping eras. But what if I told you that you could look at a single square on the calendar, August 11th, and basically see a complete microcosm of modern human history?
It really is wild when you lay it all out.
Right, so we've got historical archives, NASA data, Smithsonian records, and our mission for today's deep dive is to unpack the sheer gravity of this one date. So let's just get right into it.
Yeah, I mean, it really is a phenomenal lens for looking at how humanity operates. Like,
Yeah.
if you want to understand the dual nature of how we, build things up and then just tear them down, August 11th is the perfect case study.
Okay, so let's unpack this. We start in Germany, August 11, 1919. Friedrich Ebert signs the Weimar Constitution, which on paper sounds like a massive win for political progress, right?
Right, it was totally supposed to be. I mean, out of the ashes of Imperial Germany after World War I, they drafted this democratic beacon. You had universal suffrage, freedom of speech, massive civic rights.
Wow, yeah.
But they baked a fatal flaw right into the text, which was Article 48.
Right, the Emergency Powers Clause. But, I mean, how does one clause just unravel a whole democracy? It's kind of like installing a self-destruct button on a lifeboat. Sure, you might need it if you're captured, but you're basically inviting someone to accidentally lean on it.
That is exactly the mechanism at play here.
Yeah.
So Article 48 allowed the president to bypass the legislature and just suspend civil liberties in an emergency.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it basically circumvented the very democratic process it was meant to protect. And Hitler eventually exploited that exact legal mechanism to completely dismantle the republic. So the promise of national order essentially collapsed from within.
Wait, okay, so if we are looking at the collapse of systemic order, how does that connect to, like, a traffic stop in Los Angeles? Because
Yeah.
you have August 11th, 1965 marked down next, which is the start of the Watts riots. You're going to have to explain how those are connected for me.
So think of it as a shift from the failure of a national constitution to the failure of, well, local civic trust. By 1965 in Los Angeles, you had a literal systemic pressure cooker.
Right, because of the housing policies and all that.
It's exactly, yeah. Decades of discriminatory housing practices, like redlining, combined with these deeply fraught police relations. It just created an environment where marginalized communities were pushed to the absolute edge.
So it wasn't just some random escalation. Like when Marquette Fry, this 21-year-old black man, gets pulled over for drunk driving by a rookie cop on August 11, that traffic stop just acts as a spark in a powder keg.
Precisely. It really wasn't just about the traffic stop itself. It was the mechanism of marginalization finally snapping.
Yeah.
The ensuing 6 days saw 34 deaths and over $40 million in property damage.
Jeez. That's huge.
It is. When structural authority fails its citizens, whether that's in 1919 Germany or 1965 LA, the fallout is just devastating.
Yeah. But if you're listening to this and feeling pretty bleak about human nature, August 11th isn't just about things falling apart. It's also about what people build in the aftermath. Let's fast forward just 8 years to August 11, 1973. We're in the Bronx, 1520 Sedgwick Avenue.
Oh, this is a massive cultural pivot. So Cindy Campbell wanted to fund a new wardrobe for the school year.
As you do.
Right. So she and her brother, DJ Coolherc, threw this back-to-school jam in their building's rec room. Ladies paid 25 cents, guys paid 50.
That is amazing.
Yeah, they made $300, which is a great financial return, but culturally, I mean, they inadvertently birthed hip-hop.
I just love the mechanics of this because Coolherc wasn't just, playing records. He figured out how to keep people dancing by isolating the instrumental drum break of a funk song and using two turntables to loop it indefinitely.
Which was completely revolutionary at the time.
Totally. Instead of that old cliche of flowers breaking through concrete, they took the literal rubble of urban displacement and engineered an entirely new global cultural engine.
What's fascinating here is how quickly the historical pendulum swings back, though. You go from grassroots cultural creation straight into top-down global anxiety.
Yeah.
Because 11 years later, on August 11, 1984, the Cold War gives us another defining moment.
Oh, man, here's where it gets really interesting. So Ronald Reagan is at his California vacation home, Rancho del Cielo, getting ready for a routine radio address. And he makes a joke.
Right, he is doing a sound check and says into a hot mic that he has signed legislation outlawing Russia, adding, "We begin bombing in 5 minutes."
I mean, I could even imagine hearing that leak on the news today.
Oh, the reaction was visceral. The Soviet Union officially condemned it as monstrous. The anxiety was so high that a Soviet Far Eastern command actually briefly raised their military alert status.
Wait, really? Over a joke?
Yes, it perfectly illustrates how precarious our technological and political structures really are. I mean, a single offhand comment on a microphone almost triggered a global catastrophe.
So what does this all mean? If you're listening to this and wondering how a Bronx block party connects to Ronald Reagan, I think it just perfectly illustrates the duality of human nature. We are constantly swinging between building incredible fragile structures and threatening instantaneous destruction.
It completely changes how you view a single square on the calendar, honestly. History doesn't just happen in sweeping decades. It hinges on the immense density of specific days.
Absolutely. And I'll leave you with this final crazy thought. Given the sheer weight of August 11th, from the fragile stroke of a pen to the brink of nuclear war, is it just a coincidence that on this exact same date in 1999, the universe decided to plunge parts of the globe into total darkness with a massive total solar eclipse? It is definitely something to think about the next time you look at a calendar.
Hi viewers, family and friends. How did you like the content of this video? Like the video and subscribe to the channel. Please write in the comments your name and the place you are watching from. Since our viewing family is spread all over the world, it will be nice to know which city and the country you are watching from, so I can say hello to you. Science and technology. Reading and listening to the historical accomplishments on this date of those who have gone before us, I, as a professional engineer with interest in structural engineering, energy-efficient buildings, ICF construction, and as Google Docs expert with interest in spreadsheet-based solutions, draw inspiration to ask of myself the million-dollar question. What would I accomplish today? Think about the Japanese practice of Kaizen. Let me know in the comments. What would you accomplish today? Your subscribing to the channel inspires me to post more such videos. Thanks for your patronage. See you in the next video. Sincerely, Yogi Anand.